The one thing that we really underestimated was the two side front windows. Welcome to the Full Octane Garage. Today's mini adventure is going to be putting window tint on the Mini Cooper. I was looking around trying to find an inexpensive way to do window tint. I found on eBay some pre-cut window tint. This is 20, and so this is probably not quite street legal, but it's fairly dark. I wanted to do the Mini Cooper Clubman in this stuff. It was $29 shipped to my door. And these are all pre-cut for each of the windows. So you're going to need the tint. You're going to need, I bought a Gila window film application kit, which comes with a few things that you're going to need. So it comes with this little tool for smudging stuff down. It comes with a squeegee. It comes with a lint cloth. And it comes with a bottle of film lubricant. So this is what you're going to spray on to lubricate the film. I have also made a bottle of, I did a half a teaspoon of Dawn in with this much water, and I'm going to use this for soaking down the windows, getting all the dust off the windows, and then when it comes to actually using for lubricant to slide the windows around, I'm going to use some of the True lubricant. I also got a stainless steel knife blade set in case I do have to do any trimming, in case I find that the window film is actually not cut to size as they say. So we're going to pull the film out, we're going to take a look at it and see how it came to us. So this is the first time that we're opening this. It did come with its own set of little instructions here, which I have not read yet. Carefully pull this tape off so I'll be able to read the instructions. And I should be able to go through and figure out which piece is which. So these are all pre-cut. I'm going to try to start out with some of the small windows in the back of the car. And you do not want to crinkle and bend this material. You want to keep it as flush and flat as you can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start working with this piece. I'm going to put the rest of them in the tube. Okay, the procedure says that you basically take and see where the window is cut out, and you're going to remove the film around the window. So what you want to do is find out where the clear backing is. Okay, it's really hard to see, but as you unroll the film, you'll notice that this side is actually the film side. This side is actually a clear peelable plastic side, and you'll notice that this is actually laser cut, and it's actually laser cut on the film side so that you have a perfect fit for your car. What you have to do though is what they recommend is peeling the edges around and getting them off first, because if you try to peel the center of this out first, your chances of tearing it or damaging it are pretty good. Okay, you're going to want to have a sharp knife, and then what you're going to do is you're going to find where one of these corners are, and you're going to just score the film real lightly so that you can actually tear the film back and it will start peeling. You want to be very careful not to allow this to get on the usable film, because it will stick and it will not be pretty. So we're going to just keep laying it backwards, and if you have any snags, then you can take your knife and kind of cut it. But what I like to do is to ball the film up so that the stickiness is in a smaller area. You just keep peeling it back. If it gets too big and unmanageable, then cut it off a little bit, but you want to keep it away from your film. Now with the exception of these two little ears that I goofed up on, we'll try to peel those free. We now have the sheet of film ready to install. Okay, both of these back windows should be the same. So what we're going to do is we're going to, knowing that the clear backing of the material is going to have to peel off, we're going to lay it up against the window and see how it fits. Okay, so basically now that we know which way this is going to go into, so basically I want the clear backing to be on the front because it's going to peel off. I want to look to make sure it looks like the piece of tint is going to fit. It does look like it's the right size. So we're going to do a couple of things first. We have already thoroughly cleaned the window, wiped it with some lint-free cloths. Now what we're going to do is we are going to soak the window down really good, and we want all of the material to go to the bottom if there's any lint or anything, so you really want to soak this thing real good with the lubricant. I'm actually going to go to the table and pull this backing off and lubricate it up. Okay, we're going to keep lubing this up, put a ton on here. We're going to bring the film over. Now what we're going to do is try to put it in as close to where it's going to be as possible. You see it starting to settle in. You want to make sure that you're not seeing any light spots around it, and everything's setting good, because once you start moving this, it is done, and it looks like it's about where it needs to be. So what we're going to do is we're going to wet both sides of it. We're going to start from the middle, working our way out. You want to go real slow, because if you start getting some of these fingers, you want to push the fingers out, work them out. You don't want to crimp the fingers. You may have to use a heat gun to shrink some of the fingers. As you get some of the moisture out from behind, sometimes those fingers will close up and you won't have an issue with them. Just want to keep pushing all the liquid out from inside. What I'm going to do is take some paper towels and start blotting the moisture from around the edges. Keep working it. You see some fingers trying to grow. Just keep pushing the material out. This window has a little more curve than I thought it would. So some of these fingers are going to be a little more challenging to push out. And this particular car does have some defoggers, so you are going to get the defogger lines in here. Just keep working as much of it out as you can. You want to go with the fingers while you're pushing out material, because they will crinkle on top of each other if you're not careful. And they will move occasionally. you'll find you'll move one and get it in another spot. I'm going to get the heat gun and try to shrink these up a little bit. Okay, I'm going to start this off on low heat and start working where these fingers are. And keep it a little bit away. You'll see them start to shrink up a little bit. Keep pushing them down when they shrink. You do not want to put much heat on them at all. Alright, I believe that they're all in. You're going to want to watch it, make sure none of this stuff pulls back away. But overall, I think it turned out very nice. And that's as simple as it gets. We're going to go ahead and do the rest of the car. We'll show you what it looks like and when it's all done. So I give the $29 DIY tent a thumbs up. It turned out fantastic. All of the cuts were accurate. It was fairly straightforward and easy to install. I did have to use a heat gun a couple of times to clean up a little bit of fingers that were running. But overall, this is a 20% tent, a little darker than normal, but it looks fantastic. So eBay tent, $29, pretty sweet deal. Okay, we're going to recap how the window tint went on the Mini Cooper. The one thing that we really underestimated was the two side front windows. The two side front windows, I started on the driver's side, and what happens is when you open the door in the Mini Cooper, the window drops down just a little bit. So I was working with the window drop down a little bit, and I was really struggling trying to get the lower part of the tent in under the seal and get it pushed down enough. I finally got it, but it was really a hassle, and I was like, okay, for the other window, what are we going to do? So my recommendation is to close the doors on the Mini Cooper, and this is if you have any car that does this. Now some cars, the glass actually does go up into a channel, and you can't open the doors with the windows all the way up. The Mini Cooper does not do that, so all it is to relieve pressure when you close the doors. So when the Mini Cooper doors were closed, the windows go up, I went and I disconnected the battery. When you disconnect the battery, that means you can open the two front doors and the windows do not go down any longer. This allows you to be able to have the full length of the glass, to be able to slide that tent film down into the lower seal, get it correctly fitted around the top of the glass, and then once it's all dried, after about a day or so, then put the battery back on and the windows will go up and down properly. So that's my little tip. I think that that's going to really help you a bit. If there's another way that you guys know of to make force the windows all the way up when the doors are open, would love to hear it. I don't know if it's something in the computer you can modify, but I have not been able to figure out how to do it with the battery connected. So again, close the doors, disconnect the battery, open the doors. The glass will not be able to go down because there's no power. I absolutely think that this window tint, I actually said it was $29. In some of my videos, I went back and looked, and it's actually $26 and some change delivered to your door. It's done by Tint-Pro on eBay. I'll have some links into Tint-Pro. I have nothing to do with them. They didn't do anything for me in this video. This is just I was looking for an inexpensive way to tint the windows on the Mini Cooper, make it look cool. We use 20%. You can ask them to go with different tint levels, so you can pick your own tint level, whether you want limo 5% or you want a lighter tint. 20% was good for us. It kind of gave it that blacked out look, kind of looks a little cool. So what we're going to do now is finish out this video. We thank you for being with us. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to tell your friends about all the cool content that we're developing. And if you have some ideas for some cool content, hey, leave us some messages. Maybe we'll be able to get to it. So again, thanks for being with us at Full Octane Garage. And until next time, we'll see ya.